Hey, this is Ziga from Mixanalog, and in this video we're going to take a look at our Gold Can VCA Compressor, available at mixanalog.com. To give you a few examples on how to use it, I've set up two short mixes of the songs Building It Up by McLovins, this one's open right now, and Chardonnay by JP Lantieri, which we will come back to later. Both multi-tracks are available for educational use on the link below. As with the previous video, the mixes are just a little further than what I would call a rough mix. I haven't gone as far as to write volume rides and so on. It's not perfect, it's not finished, but I presume it's adequate enough for the purpose of this video. This is the first song we're going to use the Gold Can VCA on. I've used the Slate's Virtual Console Collection plugin on most of the channels, set to 4KE. Because you know, why not take it all the way to Oxford if we're going to use the VCA bus compressor? And I sadly don't own a real SSL console, so plugins will have to do.
What's up, y'all? We're the McLovins.
On this mix, I'm going to use the Gold Can VCA on two places. First, here's this overhead track. I find it to have a bit too much snare transients compared to the cymbals, and I will try to pull the cymbals out a little bit without making the snare sound too thin. And second, I'm going to use it as a master bus compressor. I usually put a plug-in stereo bus compressor on my master bus as a placeholder or dummy load while I'm doing the mix, just to get a basic idea about how a hardware bus compressor might react. In our case, Acoustico Audio's Freetown compressor might be a good contender, since it's probably modeled after a similar kind of unit. So here we are. I've uploaded my files and reserved my session time in advance. And now that it's active, we'll go straight to the processing page. For this track, I'll start with the fastest attack time, a fairly high ratio, and fastest release time, as I only want to attenuate the snare hits but not induce pumping into the track. Okay, I think that sounds what I was looking for. Less pronounced snare transients, but still sounding pretty natural. I'll bounce it and import it back into my Pro Tools session. I've imported the processed track back into my session and put it into an alternative playlist. Let's hear how it works with the rest of the drum kit.
The pressure, I'm feeling my age, I'm feeling the whiskey affecting my brain. I live on the highway, day to day. I like the back of my hand, I'm making a play, I'm jumping out of this lane.
Let's say I'm happy with the mix, and I'm now going to do a bounce of a part of this song and upload it to Mixanalog. For the whole mix, I'm going to start with a medium ratio and a 3 millisecond attack time, as I find it to be a good compromise for acting pleasantly on both kick and snare hits. I'm going to try different release times and sidechain filter settings and see what works best with this song.
What's up, y'all? We're the McLovins. We're live in the lab, Telefunkin', and this is our song, Building It Up. the pressure, I'm feeling my age, I'm feeling the whiskey affecting my brain. I live on the highway, day to day. I like the back of my hand, I'm making a play, I'm jumping out of this lane. Every day, building it up and tearing it down. My vision is blurry, staying up to date. Feeling a drip now, it's keeping me safe. Kicking in my way, on the edge of the blade. Many have tried to stop me, but I'm never gonna change. Every day, building it up, building it up, and tearing it down. I'm feeling the pressure, I'm feeling my age, I'm feeling the whiskey affecting my brain. I live on the highway, day to day. I like the back of my hand, I'm making a play, I'm jumping out of this lane. Every day, building it up and tearing it down. My vision is blurry, staying up to date. Feeling a drip now, it's keeping me safe. Kicking in my way, on the edge of the blade. Many have tried to stop me, but I'm never gonna change. Every day, building it up, building it up.
I really love what this compressor does with the low end, how it kind of pulls it together and solidifies it without killing the liveliness of the song. And this is the second song, an excerpt from JP Lantieri's Chardonnay. As you can see from the plugin slots, I got a bit carried away with this one, but again, nothing too drastic, as the source files are very good to begin with. A quick summary would be first the virtual console thing, a bit of saturation and dynamics here and there, and a lot of fooling around with reverbs and delays. This one is of a completely different genre than the first one, so let's see how the VCA fares on this one. the track is pretty dense as it is, and it doesn't have much dynamic range, the change is pretty subtle. But if you listen carefully, the offbeat sub-synth breathes a little more with the kick drum, and the whole mix feels a little bit more cohesive. Just as they say all the time, a little bit more glued together. So that's it for this video. I hope that you got at least a good idea on how the Gold Can VCA compressor can be used to make your own tracks sound better. To give it a try, head to mixanalog.com. It costs nothing to make an account, and to get you started, some free usage credits will be waiting for you once you're in. I wish you a good day, and hope to see you next time. Bye.